What's up, friends and family of YouTube? It's Pastor Bob. Well, here it is. Let me put this down. You guys have been wondering what I'm doing. Well, I bought a sawmill. So, I had to construct a platform for the mill. And I'm too bored short, which I gotta go get tomorrow. I know. Anyway. Well, 4 boards short. I got 4 boards to put on the bottom. So here's the deal. I didn't plan on moving my sawmill on the road, but I might need to move it around, the yard, whatever. And it was, I don't know, almost $600 for the trailer. And I was like, I don't really see the need for that. I need something that will work for me, functional, and do a dual job purpose. So I went ahead and decided to build a platform. So I got 4 boards put on the bottom. Well, I have to cut them and splice them so that they go in the middle here on the bottom. Anyway, so the deal is I got to replace my fence for my dogs, right? See my guard dogs? Yeah, they're always watching me. Anyway, so instead of paying almost $600, it cost me right around $300 to build this. And I'll explain it to you. Plus, I got 4 more boards to pick up. But so you're gonna need you're gonna need around 14 boards, 15 boards, if you're gonna do a 19-foot platform. This is a 16-foot platform, so you're gonna need, I always say 14 boards. You don't need it, you can always bring it back or use it for something else, but depending on how you want to stiffen, or if you want to put more stiffeners in, or however you want to do it, right? So this is what it consists of. I got these 2 1,000-pound boat trailer jacks. They jack up, jack down, you pull the pin out, and they'll go to the side. And then I have 4 outlets, 2 in the front, 2 back here. And those outlets are when I get to the place that I want it, I want to set it on the ground, then all I got to do is hook the chain up. I bought a special chain just for it, right? Which I'll end up painting probably. And I want it to stay with it. So that way I don't have to go looking for another chain. Because God knows I lose stuff all the time. Or I hide it from myself. So this is what I came up with. Now the only thing that I could do is build another 3-foot section on this to give 19 feet. So it's 16 foot right now. The actual sawmill is 13 feet long. 13 foot and a couple inches, I think. But so it's plenty long enough for what I need to do. And if I do decide to buy the extension track, which is a 6-foot extension, then I can easily just put 3 feet on it and easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? And then I put the cross sections in there. And like I said, the only thing that I have to do is buy some boards and put them on the bottom. I got sidetracked with people talking to me, and when I went to make the order, I made the wrong order. Because I don't write things down. Everything's in my head. When I build something, it's in my head. So, I didn't realize it until, about 3 hours ago. It's like, I could have swore I got enough, but it don't matter. So anyway, so you got the 2 jacks. I got those on sale, actually. So I was pretty lucky. But they run right around $40, $50 a piece, depending on where you buy them. And then the lumber and the screws and the eyelets and the chain, somewhere around $300, right? Not bad. I mean, it's going to be different, wherever you are in the country. But I thought that was a pretty good deal. It's a way of saving, on money. When, you want to save half of what a regular trailer would, because this will be good enough. I mean, I'm not going to go mud bogging with it, for sure, But for, running around on my, gravel road or, back out in the woods or whatever, be perfect for that. Or if I want to transport it, all I have to do is wheel it up to a 16-foot trailer and tote it on the trailer, lift the legs, and that's it. When I want to take it off, I put the legs up, and pull it backwards off the trailer, hook it up, and drag it wherever I got to go. Ain't like I'm going to go out in the mud with it, If you pre-plan what you're doing, those should be good enough. They should be good enough. I mean, they're each rated for 1,000 pounds, so it should be well within its limits. So, this was a different way of going about it. And, hey, cut it out, girls. Cut it out. Over there eating the tarp off of my generator. So if you're looking for an inexpensive way of building a platform, just in general, this is a way of going about it. Or maybe, you want to do like I did and add a couple of trailer jacks. I mean, you can jack it up if you needed to. Put it down, depending on the height that you want. Make it a whole lot easier than having to lift one end up with a tractor and then coming down and lifting the other end up. You can just set everything right there. Put your legs up and done. When you're by yourself, you got to think about, optimum ways to save time and be able to do it yourself. So, I thought this was a good idea. Now, another thing that I did buy, and I'll show you, I'll bring you into the shop here, is I bought a couple of jacks over here. A couple of these big red jacks, these 2-ton jacks. I'll take one out here and I'll show you. So, once you get it set wherever you want it set, sometimes you might, over time get a bow or something like that. I mean, this will be pretty stiff, but if you do, you got that you can go up underneath either one of these sides, right? Not saying that you can't balance it out with the leg adjustments on your mill, but if you wanted to level this back out so that it doesn't bow, or whatever it may be, I bought 2 of these jacks here, and they were on sale for 20 bucks a piece. So you figure, I got those on sale for 30 bucks a piece, which was a great deal, smoking deal on Amazon. So You figure that's $100 for 2 jacks, 4 jacks. And then the chain was $25. The eyelets, I think they were like $7 a piece, and then the wood and the screws and a couple other things. Stop chewing on that. See him? Always trouble. See him right there? Trouble. Chewing on stuff. Right there. Chewing on the... They've chewed. That's been there for 7, 8 years now. Now watch. Watch. Not listening to me. Stop chewing. Hey! I said stop chewing. Just like kids, man. I'm telling you. Just like kids. Anyway. So, this was the idea I came up with. Like I said, I have, you know, I got a scab to put in the middle here because you can see a little bit of a bow. That's because I was jumping up and down on it. I was testing it, but... And then I'll probably put another one, you know, I'll put one here, one over there, one in the middle, and then a couple off the ends, you know, one on each one of those, like little feet. So it'll definitely stiffen it right up. It'll be good to go. And that's how I built it. So you figure for around $300, you know, maybe a little bit more depending on where you live. You build yourself something like this, you know. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Whatever works for them, you know. I just thought this would be the best way to work for me. Because I don't know, you know, if I'm going to put the 3-foot extension on and, you know, have it 19 feet long. But if I decide to, all I got to do is slap 3 foot on. That's it. And I'm going to get the extra wood this weekend, so it'll work out good for me. So, I thought I'd bring it to you guys. See what you thought of my idea. Maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't. I know there's a couple of people out there that said in different comments I was watching. I didn't say anything. And they were asking about, you know, why you do it that way with just 4x4s, or why you do it that way with 8x8s or 6x6. I mean, everybody's got their own way of doing things, right? Well, I just thought that this was pretty cool. Something different. It's not like anybody else's. Cool way of just getting things around, you know. It's not like you're going to go 90 miles an hour with your mill in the back. And if you are, well, that's your mill. But I wouldn't be running around going fast with my mill like that. All I got to do is hook onto it with a tractor, and I can hook onto a tractor with anything. I can use a 3-point hitch, you know, the hydraulics back there. I can use that to lift it, or I can just pick it up with a bucket, move it around. So, convenient. You can pick it up from the back or the front. Works good. Anyways, guys, I'll let you know what it is. The inside boards right here, these inside boards that go up the middle, they're 28 inches. I think they were 28 inches. Pretty sure. Yeah, I think they were 29 inches. I can't remember now. Yeah, 28 inches. They're 28 inches. So these are 28 inches, each one of these. And then the ones in the middle that run this way, because you can see there's one there, and then there's another one underneath here on this side. And then there's one in the center. Those are 12 inches. This one's 15 inches. Each one of these boards on top is 8 foot. And then the bottom ones will be, probably put a 8-footer in the middle here, and then 2 4-footers on the ends. 8-footer like that, and that way it'll stiffen it right up. It'll stiffen it right up. And then eventually what I'm going to do, I just put that there temporarily, is once I get the, track built for the sawmill, and I see where it sits on this before I put the head unit on and everything, then I'll know if I want to do anything else to the center or not. I might just change that out and put another run right down the center, you know, just one run. So whatever it is from over here, because I think it's 32 inches from here to here. So whatever it is from that point over to that point, I'll put one more board in the middle, and that'll stiffen the whole thing up. It'll be strong. Strong. Should never come apart. And it was inexpensive, you know, for half the price of what it would cost you for a regular trailer, and it moves. You know, it's mobile. Can't go wrong. So, if you guys like the idea, I appreciate you giving me a like, share, subscribe. On these, how I mounted them in the back is a little bit different, right? So I got a bigger bolt that I had in my shop, plus a flat washer, lock washer, and then the regular nut. Now, what you could do to mount this, instead of doing it this way, is you could put another piece of 2x6 in here and eliminate this, and that will give you even more stiffness. So, which may be something that I might consider doing. I've been thinking about it, but right now I don't see the need for it. Maybe eventually, I don't know, maybe I'll put a couple extra boards in there. Who knows? You know, I mean, the great thing about building these is you can build them as tough as you want, you know. But I do suggest that you put the boards, splice the boards in the middle and the bottom on each side, because what happens is, if you look, there's a little gap there, and once you do that, that'll stiffen that whole thing up, and you won't have any movement. And it'll be straight and it'll be tight. So, anyways, that's my idea. So altogether, I'll have about around $3,000 for the. Is what I paid. I don't know what you'd pay, but once I get the sawmill in, I'll show you what the sawmill is. There's only one demonstration out on the internet, and it was done by the company itself of this sawmill and this size. So I'm going to do a full setup for you, show you how it all goes together, and then I'll be doing some milling, showing you how I mill, some of the things that I see, technical difficulties, things that need to be fixed, things of that sort. This company has different size. No, I'm not revealing. This company has different size mills. So this one here will, you know, fit and meet my needs, and that's why I got it, because it'll fit and meet my needs. Because I got quite a few trees, right? And I love trees, but I got a lot of trees that are down, right? That need to be milled. And I got to put a new fence up for the dogs. So I thought, well, let me see how much it would cost me. It cost me anywhere from $5,500 to $6,000 to run a full fence the way that I want the fence built all the way around here for my puppy poodles. So I said, well, how much would it be if I got a mill and I milled my own boards? Because I got plenty of lumber. And it will cost me half of that. Half of that to own a mill, have a platform, be able to move it around, right? Yeah, I got to do the work. But when you do the work yourself, you can do it over time. You don't have to be in a rush. You know, you can do fancy stuff. You can always add to it, you know, and it's there. If boards go bad in the future, you can just rip out a few extra boards. You can build other things. Like, I want to extend the deck back here because they built the deck wrong. So I want to extend the deck back here. I want to make a dual puppy poodle house out here, just for when they're out here, if they want to get out of the, you know, sun, whatever, when they're out playing. I mean, we usually leave the door open for them here because we have double security on the inside of the house. So, but I want to eliminate that because I'm going to put a special door back here and have a doggy door. They like to lay around out here, so I figured I'd just build them their double dog house. Something cool for them, I don't know, I love my dogs, so. They are mischievous, though, let me tell you. They're into everything. I love them, though. Really do. And they're full females. They're not fixed, so in a couple of years I'll probably breed them. And then I got some other things, and I want to see if I can get them AKC registered and things like that. That's later on down the road. They're still puppies. They're not even 6 months old yet. In my other video I said 6 months old, but then I was corrected by Mama, who said, no, they're 5 months old. I said, okay, so they're 5 months old. And they're still big. They're getting bigger. But I love them. Shepskis are great dogs, but boy, when you get a smart dog, you better be on your toes. Because you got to run them. They love to run. So what I do is I take my e-bike and they chase me when I'm on my e-bike, and I run the piss out of them. So if you're old like me and you kind of get gimp once in a while, which that happens. I tried it with the go-kart, and I don't know, too loud for them, I guess. So got an e-bike. I like that. They'll chase me all over. So I usually do a couple miles a day with them. Let them get their exercise. They love it. So anyway, get back to this. So anyways, remember, it's 16 feet long. You need about 14, 16 boards. I'd always get extra, and you can always run pieces in between if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. You can run them in between. And what I should have done here, and I didn't do it, only because I'm putting the pieces on the bottom and I'm putting 3 in the center, is I should have spliced this, right? Which is really no big deal because I can run a full splice along the top. Later on, it's not a big deal. But I would suggest you do it that way. Run a board across your splices where the boards meet. Even though I have scabs on the inside, you should do that to give you the extra strength. Or it is going to move a little bit. But it'd be perfect for me. Half the price of a regular trailer. I can move it all over my property. Don't have no problems. It'll do exactly what I need it to do. I have leveling capabilities. Plus I have the extra jacks if I need them. Hey, you can't go wrong. You really can't. So, it'll be here tomorrow. Probably take me a few hours, read up on it, look at the instructions, read over them. Yes, contrary to what some people believe, I do read instructions from time to time, especially on specific things. Because with mills, there's all kinds of things going on, right? You have tracking and cooling of your blade. I mean, there's just lots of things. I mean, I learned those things from living in Oregon and knowing Sawyers and having Sawyers teach me different things over the years. And some of these guys, they work for Weyerhaeuser and Roseburg Forest Products, and I used to go up there on their property and pick mushrooms. I had permission from them, so they were really good guys, and I'd talk to them from time to time and visit with them and go to their houses, and they'd teach me different things about wood and how wood's cut and how to make things, and it was really interesting. I have a well-rounded life. I learned a lot of different things because I was always interested in learning. I got a couple of ideas that I'm thinking about patenting because which doesn't have anything to do with this, but it does have to do with tools that I've been working on. I told a friend of mine, and he didn't know. I just didn't tell him the whole thing of what I was doing, but he was like, "Oh my God, man, how the hell did you ever think of that?" Well, when you break things a lot, or you use tools a lot, you try to learn how to redesign things. So once I get that done and I get myself a patent submitted, then I'll tell you what I put in for. Tell you what my idea was. And there is no patents taken out on it, so on either idea, so I should be good to go. Anyway, I hope you liked my video. If you have any questions, you can ask them. Like I said, this cost right around $300. I did get some good deals. Hey, you might get a better price. It might cost you more. I don't know. This is all treated by BB&S Lemon Treatment Company. I worked there many years ago. God, when I was 18 years old, 17 years old. Yeah, I worked for BB&S. When I was in the military, when I went into the reserves, I was in the Army Reserves for a while. And then I went active duty for 9 years. But when I was in the reserves, I worked for them. I was actually a third shift foreman. Yep. For BB&S Lumber Treatment Company. So I know the lumber's treated right. And, you know, that's important too. Some people do light treatments. Well, let me tell you, these babies are heavy. This thing probably weighs about 400 pounds. I'm not lying, it's heavy. But, you know, if you want something to last, you want it done right and you want the right products. And that's what's important. And you got to work for you and whatever you're trying to do, right? Before somebody asks, does that leg go past that eyelet? Yes, it does. So, anyways, I hope you all like my video. Like, share, subscribe. Take care. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section. I'll try to get back with you and give you the information that I can give you. Okay? All right, guys. Stay tuned. Like I said, the sawmill should be in tomorrow. So I got to prep my tractor. I got to put my forks on it. Prep my tractor. Get that ready for tomorrow to lift it off the truck. And then we'll be on the next adventure. So this ought to be different and fun. I mean, I have experience in sawyering. I mean, I'm not a sawyer myself, but I've learned a lot from, you know, master sawyers. I mean, guys who've been doing it for 30, 40 years, you know. So the information I got is pretty good, you know. They taught me what to look for, you know, what to check out. And I have some good baseline experience to get me started. This should be fun. I should be able to. I got some really nice boards. I got cherry, and I got some. Let's see. I got cherry. I got birch. I got beech. I got hemlock, and some other wood out front that's been out there for a couple of years. I'm gonna saw up too. I could probably use some of that for maybe tabletops or maybe some outdoor furniture or maybe guitar stuff. So this mill's going to come in handy for a lot of stuff. All right, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care. God bless. This is Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here. See ya.